In this week's video, it's touch and go as to whether Sue gets a train after Storm Aisha. We return to Ambleside for the first time since being snowed in, only to be flooded out. We then stay at a site we've longed to visit, and I manage some hiking in spectacular but windy fells. But first, welcome to our channel. We are Kath, Sue, Archie and Fudge. We've been travelling and living full-time in our motorhome since March of 2022. As we navigate our second winter, we reflect on last year, a leak, a smashed windscreen, but most importantly, our time together in spectacular British countryside. We'd be honoured if you join us. Good morning. Well, a bit of a status update for this video. Sue has made it to her mum's after her train journey, which all went very smoothly. I'm at my parents' static caravan site, but we have a storm coming in. I'm expecting to have gusts of wind up to 70 miles an hour. Fingers crossed I make it to the morning, because tomorrow is the morning that I'm due to pick Sue back up from the station. Obviously there's lots of travel disruption being expected, so whether that will happen or not, who knows. Keeping my fingers crossed, because I have missed her. Whew. Well, we are hunkered down for the night now. And news on Sue. Sue's train has been cancelled. So who knows when I'm next going to see Sue and where that could be. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just go and pick her up from somewhere. As of today, we went for a walk. My best friend from school came up with her husband, and we took the dogs for a walk and got very, very wet, but good fun anyways, and it's always nice to catch up with old friends. Well, it was a crazy night last night. I think I finally got to sleep at about 2 o'clock in the morning after the wind had dropped a little bit and not everything was rattling at every major gust. Spoken to Sue this morning, and although her train's been cancelled, as have many, many trains in Scotland, it looks like later this morning things will get moving again. So I'm very hopeful that she will get a train and I will be picking her up from somewhere, hopefully from Oxenholme, so that we're smack bang in the middle of the Lake District. Don't know where we'll be staying tonight yet. Always got my favourite little area in Ambleside if necessary, or otherwise we'll just find a park up, but at least we'll be back together again. So first the bus, on a mission to find a train.
At Glasgow Central Railway Station, and virtually every train is cancelled, but I'm still hoping that I'll be able to get on one. Going to Oxenholme. I'm on a train.
Here she comes in the rain. Hello.
Don't tell me, don't tell me.
Why?
I'm just up for the toilet. Hello, darling. You've had your hair cut?
Yes.
Who cut it?
Well, I did myself, and then my mum
Trimmed it.
Oh, I've missed you. I've missed you too. Is your mum alright?
Yeah, no, she really enjoyed the weekend.
Well, we've cheated, and we've come back to, well, certainly my number one favourite spot, and that is back to the Air in Ambleside. It's proving to be a very typical Lake District day. This is why they have lakes. Well, we're in Rothay Park, and as you can see, Rothay Park is now a pond. This is where we would normally get through into fields on a footpath that runs alongside the river. As you can see, the river has completely burst its banks. It looks like it's flooded on the other side of the river where the cars are as well, so we definitely won't be going that way. I think we'll be heading back. Good morning. So we moved on yesterday. We were actually going to stay an extra night in Ambleside, but the waters were rising and they were coming into the air there, and a river had burst its banks, and everywhere you looked, roads were starting to fill up with water. We thought we didn't want to chance it. Even if the rain stopped, of course, all the water from the hills will, several hours, the waters will keep rising. So we decided to move on. But we didn't really have anywhere to go. So we drove in the kind of direction of Keswick and then up towards Penrith, and looked at lots of car parks, particularly around Penrith, just to park for the night scenario. And eventually, and we just like failed. I know people do this all the time, and I don't know how they do it because we found it quite difficult. But eventually we found a little site, and they said, well, we're actually closed, but everything's still there if you want to stay overnight. So we did. And it was only when we got here we realised we've actually stayed here before, and it's called Crossfell Campsite. It's directly opposite the Fox Inn. In fact, it's owned by the Fox Inn, and I don't know how to say it. It's Ousby, little village about 20 minutes outside of Penrith, and we've had a lovely night here, albeit windy and blustery, and the van's been rocking again, but at least we got here and had somewhere to stay for the night. And it's a nice location. But we're moving on today. We're going to another place we've wanted to go to for a long time. But every time we've tried to get there, it's been fully booked. This time it's not. So we'll take you there later. Well, good afternoon. We've arrived at our next location, and we booked in here for 3 nights. I thought it was just 2, but it's actually 3 nights. It's one place that we've wanted to come for such a long time. It's called the Patterdale Hall Estate CL site, and every time we've tried to book in, it's full. Today, we're the only ones here. Now that might be because it's in January, and we're the only ones mad enough to be in the Lake District in a very wet January, but so far it is gorgeous. Now it's quite expensive as far as CLs go. It's just 25, no, it's less, yeah, it's about £25 a night. There's no toilet block or anything like that. That does include electric hookup, but it's in a stunning location. I mean, absolutely stunning. You're right by the river. How absolutely brilliant is this? So, Fudge and I are about to go out for a walk now. I've plotted us a route for just a shortish afternoon walk. Shouldn't be more than a couple of hours at the most. I'll plot us another route, I think, tomorrow, and we'll do something a bit more challenging tomorrow. Maybe be out for a bit longer. Anyway, I'll take you with us. Come on, let's go. Just along here is a private woodland walk, especially for people who are staying on the CL site. Let's have a look. This is where Sue is going to be coming with Archie, just doing the private woodland walk. Fudge and I are going to the opposite side of the lake and following a path that way. Just look how high the water is. This is our footpath. Don't think somehow we're going to make it on our intended route. It's definitely a lake, not a footpath. Okay, well we'll scrap that one. We'll head to higher ground, hey? Good afternoon, ladies. It is my absolute privilege to be doing my mile for the 65 for 65 in 65 in one of this country's most beautiful locations. There we go. Oh, so if you're wondering what that's all about, we're a group of friends. In fact, if you've watched the Rally Not a Rally video, then you'll know that group of friends. One of them very sadly passed away on Christmas Day, and we're all walking a mile to raise money, a mile a day for 65 days, because another of that group is currently battling through chemotherapy and will be turning 65 on the 65th day of the year. So 65 for 65 in 65 is our I don't know, solidarity to fight this together and ultimately raise some money to give to the hospice that looked after our friend so well in the last few days of her life. And what a better way to do it than in a place like this. Well, we definitely found higher ground, and we're not far from the top of what I think is Arneson Crag. I did mean to do a round route, but I've missed a footpath, a gap in the wall. So I'm carrying on. I'm going to get to the top of Arneson Crag and head back. But over there, I'm going to try and show you. I'll see if I can see it on the camera as well. Where's my finger pointing? You can see the snow just about, it's gone onto cloud now. But there's a ridge along, I'm not sure I'm even pointing at it. There's a ridge along there, and I'm pretty sure that that is Striding Edge. So that's one of the routes up to Helvellyn. It's far too windy to do something like Striding Edge today. But it is one that we've done in the past. My bag's blown away, so I'm going to have to go and get that. But spectacular, isn't it?
Whilst Fudge and I enjoy the fells, Archie gets a chance to play sticks.
Okay, go get it. Good boy. Drop it. Drop it. Ow. Drop it. Wait. Okay.
Well, Fudge and I have made it to the top of Arneson Crag. Literally just there behind me. We managed to sneak ourselves a little bit of shelter from the wind. Has actually nearly blown us off our feet a couple of times, which you definitely don't want up here. You're right, sweetheart. Hey, you're okay, aren't you? Hey. Just feel like I want to sit here forever and take in this stunning scenery. Over behind you, I can just see the road which leads up to the Kirkstone Pass. And from here, let's see if I can shelter you. So from here, that's the road from Patterdale and Glenriddin all the way to Ambleside. We were going to head for that last night to try and find our park up, but obviously there were high winds and I didn't really want to be on the top of Kirkstone Pass in high winds. Anyway, I feel like I need to put the camera away now and head down before we start losing the light. Well, we're almost back at camp now, and we've had a much longer walk than we'd originally set out to do, but it has been thoroughly enjoyable. I just can't wait for a cup of tea now. I'm just looking at that water now, and it is absolutely crystal clear. And there's the van. A welcome sight, just poking out the trees. Had a nice afternoon? What about you, Archie?
We were out in the field playing sticks.
Oh, you playing sticks? Fudge and I got a little bit lost and went longer than we expected. Yeah, the weather is definitely too bad for the original route I'd planned to do today. So we're sticking to the lowland fells, and Lance's tarn behind me is a pretty little find en route. It's a horrible day. Well, not much to see today. Everything shrouded in low cloud and rain. So Ullswater is below me and behind me, but I don't think you're going to be able to see it. I'm kind of there. Look at that, folks. Blue sky up there. Now this river, I don't know if I can remember, I don't know how long ago it was, but I remember this river flooding and all the houses along here being completely flooded. It looks like all these walls have been fairly new, fairly recently rebuilt. It was a dreadful impact on the tiny little village of Glenridding at the time.
So Fudge and I did take a longer walk as we had a break in the weather. The sun made the odd appearance, but the wind was still strong, challenging each step we took. That didn't stop us enjoying the magnificence of the majestic scenery all around. Becks were full and forceful in their quest to take all the water to the lake below. No more. Well, we made it back in one piece. Very tired, I think we were out for about 5 hours, but wasn't that wonderful? Anyway, I think we're going to need to call this video to a close here. However, there's more Lake District adventures to come because we are moving on and there's another walk that I want to do. So it's just left for me to say thank you for watching. I want to make a particular thanks to Eddie, and Eddie, you know who you are. All the best for the rest of the season. I hope there's lots more trophies and medals to come. Anyway, if you've enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, then subscribe. It's free of charge, and otherwise we'll see you next time.